the story of Madeleine McCann matters to me. It matters to me because it is it is such a huge cover up. It's so substantial, and we've all become part of that lie, right? And not by choice, we've all become part of that lie because that has become the official narrative. So this week, in a German court, we had the German patsy, Christian Bruckner, being offered up. Apparently, he had confessed to abducting a girl from Algarve apartment, according to a former prison or a cellmate of his. Speaking in front of a German regional court where Bruckner is standing trial for unrelated sex crimes. And it's really important, this, because Christian Bruckner is not on trial for the disappearance of Madeleine McCann, but they are so determined to shoehorn Madeleine's disappearance onto this man. Now, don't get me wrong, Christian Bruckner, to all intents and purposes, is utterly disgusting, vile, reprehensible, and I wouldn't have him anywhere near child, adult, or animal, but he's not responsible for the disappearance of Madeleine McCann. And it's absolutely obscene that they keep insisting he is and trying to, as I say, shoehorn this. So basically, his cellmate had said, let me find the quote here. He told me that in Portugal, that he had stolen there. He was in a region where there are hotels and rich people live. This is Codin. This is Laurencio Codin, who was behind bars for child offences. So, no great geezer, this one, right? And Codin Laurencio went on to say, he said there was somewhere with an open window. He told me this. He was looking for money. He said he didn't find any money, but found a kid and took the child. He said that 2 hours later, there were police and dogs all over the place. So he then went away out of the area. I'm just saying what he told me. He told me that a person was with him who he had an argument with. Allegedly, it was his woman. He said he took the child in Portugal in his car. And in that time, when the police and dogs were at the house, he drove away and he was gone. Excuse me. He asked me if the DNA from a child can be found as evidence, and I answered yes. I don't believe that is in reference to Madeleine McCann. I wouldn't put it past Christian Bruckner to have done any of those things, but I don't believe for a second it was in reference to Madeleine McCann, not least because what window was open then? I mean, what we do know about the window regarding the bedroom where Madeleine McCann was said to have been taken from is the bedroom window had been cleaned that morning. And the only fingerprints that were actually found on it after the disappearance of Madeleine McCann was her mum, Kate McCann. And having been to the scene of crime twice and stood outside that window, I can confidently assure you that I don't believe for a second in the small window in which they claimed that Madeleine was taken, that a man or anybody, in fact, would have gotten out of that window without anybody seeing them or with ease. Absolute nonsense. Bruckner is currently serving a 7-year jail term for the 2005 rape of American pensioner Diane Menkes. He's standing trial at the district court for unconnected sex crimes, as I say. And we shall see what goes on. But they are absolutely determined, as I say, to make Madeleine McCann Bruckner's crime, which is wrong. Is wrong. Because, as I say, not for a second do I believe that he did it. And I'd like to point out a tweet that Craig Campbell, who's in our comments today, actually made. And he said, Madeleine McCann is trending once again, but for all the wrong reasons. Can you imagine if there was 17 cadaver and blood dog alerts regarding Christian Bruckner? If his fingerprint was the only one located on the window, if he had given official police statements and changed them, if 15 out of 19 of her DNA markers were located in his car boot, if he refused to answer 48 questions, and if he laughed with paedophile Freud while the dogs were searching in 2007. Truth will out, says Craig. And of course, all those things apply to Kate and Jerry McCann. What? It's like the news, the legacy media and German police and even British police to a certain degree, they were so determined to make this about Christian Bruckner that it is absolutely immaterial what evidence they have. But they do have plenty of evidence regarding the fact that Madeleine McCann was not abducted. She was not abducted, people.